very interesting wireless Bluetooth speaker that doesn't quite look like anything on the market. And Ian, what can you tell us about that one?
So, most of our viewers and listeners are probably familiar with the Danish hi-fi brand DALI. DALI is actually now distributed in North America by Lenbrook, which obviously owns NAD, PSB, and Bluesound. And DALI has sort of come and gone in the U.S., Canada. Like it's been here and then kind of got quiet, and then it disappeared, and then it came back. And I think under Lenbrook's control, DALI is starting to make much stronger inroads with North American audiophiles, because they've always made good speakers. And if you read any of the European hi-fi magazines, it's it's always featured. It's always near the top in all the budget categories. So what's really interesting about the DALI Katch G2 is that I'm going to turn it sideways just so that everyone can get a sense for just how chunky, like a thing of Campbell's chunky soup. Um, this is absolutely one of the best built wireless Bluetooth speakers I've ever had a chance to review, and just really, really, I mean, the construction quality of this is superb. I mean, we've reviewed so many wireless speakers on the website in the last 2 years, but I have to say, there's something different about this one. It's not just because of the fact that it does feel like a brick. So I mean, and you're not taking this to the beach. Like I don't think it's got sort of the waterproof rating that I would take this to the beach. But I have to tell you, I've taken this everywhere else. And what is so fascinating about this Bluetooth speaker is, number one. So so I've been turning it around. So there are actually drivers on both sides of this wireless speaker, and it's a very simple wireless speaker to use. Really, there's a power on. There's a couple of presets. There's the ability to effectively raise the volume, lower the volume, and there's almost like an equalizer type of setting. And then on this side, this is where you charge it. And, there's a USB. You can actually charge your own devices through it. And then there's also a 3.5 millimeter input jack that you can use to actually plug in legacy devices, including a phonostage, if you're so inclined. And you can obviously plug your phone if you still have a headphone jack and you want to run like a 3.5 to 3.5. So what's really fascinating about this is, number one, this thing can play incredibly loudly. Like, I mean, you wouldn't know just looking at it sitting on a table just how loudly this thing can play, but it is dynamic. It has got tremendous resolution for a Bluetooth speaker. The mid-range performance is better than anything I've tried in the wireless side. I would say, other than the Sonus Faber Omnia, which we just reviewed, which is almost 4 or 5 times the price of this. This is one of the best sounding Bluetooth speakers I've ever heard. I mean, I actually think in some ways this is going to cause a problem for Bluesound on the smaller side. I own a pair of the Flex, I guess the smaller Flex, and I don't think they sound as good as this. Actually, I don't even think it's close. So for under $500. This is actually, I found out you can actually pair a second one with this.
So you can do stereo with them?
Yeah, you can do like a stereo pair. And I would tell you, this would fill a really large room as a stereo pair, because I've been running this in my den, which is 16 by 13. I've run it in my kitchen. I've run it in the dining room. My office is 33 by 15. And it fills the room like easily. And unless you crank it to like a ridiculous level where no one would listen to music, that's when you start to hear the bass get a little woolly, and it's not quite as it's not quite as tight, and everything gets I don't know, a little congested. But for normal listening levels, this is absolutely like shockingly good. I have a treadmill in my basement, and there's a ledge actually on the wall next to the treadmill. The way the feet are designed, it's really stable on almost every surface. And I place this actually on the wall, and I listen to music when I'm running, and it's great. So if you're looking for a portable, built like a tank, absolutely exceptional sounding Bluetooth speaker, and you're considering something like one of the Sonus or Bluesound, or even the Bang& Olufsen. I guess the
Right.
comparable Bang & Olufsen, which we've
It
also
looks like
reviewed.
a Bang&
It
Olufsen
does. And actually,
style.
and when I took it out of the box, I was like, this is interesting, because I would think this is what a Bang & Olufsen would look like.
Right.
Dolly's industrial designers get an A++ on the DALI Katch G2. So cannot recommend this highly enough.